It's a Wonderful Life is a 1946 American Christmas fantasy drama film produced based on the short story and booklet The Greatest Gift, which Philip Van Doren Stern wrote in 1939 and published privately in 1943. What's good? It's a Boy Dude Reviews, and today we're going to review one of the most beloved American cinema films and a traditional viewing for the Christmas season. It's a Wonderful Life. And the film stars younger James Stewart as George Bailey. And yeah, what is this film all about? Well, George Bailey has so many problems he is thinking about ending it all, and it's Christmas. As the angels discuss George, we see his life in flashback from child to teenager to adulthood. As George is about to jump from a bridge, he ends up being rescued by his guardian angel Clarence, who then shows George what his town would have looked like if he hadn't been for all his good deeds over the years. And despite performing poorly at the box office due to stiff competition at the time of its release, the film has become a classic and is a staple of Christmas television around the world. Theoretically, the film's break-even point was $6.3 million, about twice the production cost. I figure it did not come close to achieving on its initial release. An appraisal in 2006 reported although it was not complete box office failure that today everyone believes, it was initially a major disappointment and confirmed, at least to the studios, that Frank Capra was no longer capable of turning out the populist features that made his films the must-see, money-making events that once were. It's a Wonderful Life is now considered to this day one of the greatest films of all time. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and has been recognized by the American Film Institute as one of the 100 best American films ever made, as number 11 on its initial 1998 Greatest Movie list, as number 20 on its revived 2007 Greatest Movie list, and as a number 1 on the list of the most inspirational American films of all time. John Capra revealed that it was his personal favorite among the films he directed and that he screened it for his family every Christmas. Yeah. And yeah, this film really did do well, you know. Like in terms of being a cult classic, you know, like every Christmas, it's not Christmas if you don't watch this film, but I have to admit I never actually saw it growing up, so I never actually saw this film as a kid. You know, I've always seen like parody versions of it, like the Tiny Toon Adventures one or the Muppets version of this film. So I never actually saw the original version, and watching this, it's the best version of it. Like, let's talk about the good. And you see this guy George Bailey, who it starts off with him about to commit suicide, and then the angels are like freaking out, saying, "Oh no, we gotta send someone down to help him because, you know, this guy is a good lad." And you see how he is so selfless. Like, this guy thinks of others before he thinks of himself, you know, from saving his little brother from drowning to actually taking up the mantle for his father's company and giving up his dream of traveling around the world, giving away all his like stuff like that. It's like he is such a selfish dude, you know, selfless dude, and he's a good lad, but it comes at a cost, you know. Like, he's not able to do the things he wants to do, and real life really gets up to him, and he's not happy, you know. As he gets older, that glint of happiness and wonder disappears from George's eyes, and he becomes kind of depressed and miserable, and he kind of becomes a little bit aggravated at times, you know, and it leads him to having a lot of rows and fights with some people. And it's kind of sad seeing how this great dude is just kind of spiraling downhill into this kind of like cynical guy, you know. It's really sad, you know. And I feel like we've all kind of been a George Bailey in our lives, where we've all had dreams, hope and wonder, and then real life comes in, and then it's like we have to be grounded in reality, and then we have to not do the things we want to do and give up the things we love, to be honest with you. And it's kind of, it's sad, but it's very relatable. And yeah, like you feel bad for this guy, you want him to succeed, and it's really sad, you know. God, like all the characters in this film are just so great. Like, you've got Henry Potter, this evil banker who is just a prick. He's just a horrible guy, you know. To like Donna Reed as Mary, his love interest, it's just such a well-rounded cast of characters. I even like some of the child actors, like Carolyn Grimes as Zuzu, Larry Sims as Pete, Carol Combs as Jane, Jimmy Hawkins as Tommy. Like, even little kids are really great, you know. Like, and the kid version of George Bailey was a pretty great actor, you know. It's a very old-timey film, you know. They talk really old-fashionedy and all that. It's so great, you know. I really did like it. But for a film shot on 4:3, it certainly does feel quite large, you know. Like, I feel like someone like the camera shots are really elevate, you know, this film, and it really makes it feel even better and amazing, you know. And yeah, this film is just, it's one that I don't want to talk too much about, even if people have banged on about it. It's one I just kind of want you to just recommend and just give it a watch this Christmas, because it's a wonderful film. This film, it's probably one of my favorite Christmas films, one of my favorite Christmas films of all time. You know, it's a great film. It's just fantastic, and it gets a 10 out of 10 and an A-star for me, without a doubt. It's magical. Watch it now. And I like seeing like the scenes where we get to see, you know, what life would have been like if George wasn't alive, you know, how much of an impact one man makes, you know, even if it doesn't feel like he's that important, the actions he does have a ripple effect, and it causes strange chain reactions to the point where you realize that, wow, this guy was really important to these people, and he's a great dude. And yeah, thanks for watching this review. Please like, share this video, comment down below, tell me what's your favourite Christmas flick. With that said, thanks for watching. As always, Border Reviews signing out.